Hi, Maggie Hendricks from Yahoo Sports. Alyssa Thomas was shaking out her hand a lot at the end of the game. Do you have any update or anything on what's going on with that?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Next question, Coach, front row left.
Hey, Nick, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Kai had that hot first half and kind of cooled in the second. From your perspective, what kind of changed there? I don't know if they adjusted their defense a little bit or not.
Yeah, no, they did. They went zone. We got up, I don't know if it was 9, something like that, and they went zone. Kind of made us stand a little bit. I thought we had some good looks. Give them credit for mixing up their defense. I thought it was a good adjustment. We didn't handle it well. And that was part of the reason she didn't get as many shots in the second half as them going to that zone.
Coach, second row left.
Hey, Coach, Doug Feinberg, DAP. The last possession, was that, seemed like you were holding the ball for a bit down, maybe to get the last shot, and then it probably wasn't the look you were looking for, or was it?
No, we ran a play to get Kalia a look. They did a good job of switching out, and then we had one more option off of that. They switched. I probably should have ran out and called another timeout with about 6 seconds to go. Made it a little tougher that it was at the other end, but they made a good defensive stand there.
Coach, to your right in the first row.
Okay. Hey.
Your team has been playing really well in fourth quarters over these playoffs. I'm wondering, what do you attribute sort of like the lack of discipline in this one to?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch the film. We've been in a ton of close games. We have played well in the fourth. I thought we did some good things in this fourth quarter also. They made a couple plays down the stretch. We didn't. That's why this is going to be a great series, right? It's going to come down to the last possessions of the game, and they've been through it together, right? And we've handled these situations very well. I thought we had some good looks, and they just didn't go down.
Coach, second row all the way to your left.
How you doing? Willie Ramirez for the Associated Press. Their bench play, specifically Dana and Jewel, made it obviously pretty difficult. Is it something you anticipate? Obviously, you knew they were dangerous, but how much impact did you see that having and sort of having to readjust?
Yeah, I mean, Jewel's been a premier player in our league. These moments aren't too big for her. Dana, give her a lot of credit. I mean, that's part of the reason they've gone on this run. She's played extremely well. Obviously, we got to do a better job of finding them earlier, right? They hit a bunch of threes, 7 between them, and so that's going to be tough to overcome. I thought we did a great job on Asia and Jackie, but those two definitely, pushed them to a victory tonight.
Coach, next question, fourth row center.
Hey, Coach. So obviously you guys have been here before, best of 7 series. Just what is the mindset and, message to the team right now?
Yeah, well, we haven't been best of 7, but we've been down after the first game, right? Yeah, it's the first of 4, and you always want to try to get one early, and we put ourselves in a position, right? These are 2 of the best teams. That's why we're the last 2 standing. And we talked about it earlier. We've made some of these plays down the stretch. We didn't make them tonight, but we'll be ready on Sunday.
Coach, in the last row to your right.
Hi, Coach. Just in general in that first half and really through the early portion of that third quarter, the mismatch hunting really stood out in that one. Just in general, how do you kind of balance that mismatch hunting with some of the switches that the Aces were tossing out and maintaining your half-court flow?
Yeah, it's one of those things. As the year has gone on, we've continued to get better at finding mismatches, and that's something that we will continue to do. It's been a big part of our offense. Without forcing it, right, we're going to find it, and if we don't, then we got to play to the second side. We had some really good possessions through the first 3 quarters, and we're going to have to continue to play that way offensively.
All right, we have time for just a couple more questions. Next one, Coach, will come from the third row to your left.
Hi.
Hi, Nate. I'm curious how much you thought this game really showed how much this series will be about speed versus length, especially with sort of how the Aces, in particular Dana Evans, was able to exploit Tawana defensively. How do you sort of counter that?
Well, I don't think she exploited her defensively. I'll have to see who she scored on when she did. Yeah, I mean, they've got their strengths, you know, bringing her. She's really given them some energy offensively with the second unit Dana has. And, you know, our bench has been really good too in these playoffs, right? Their bench outplayed ours tonight, but our bench has won us a lot of games in these playoffs. And so, yeah, I mean, we're going to play our style. They're going to play their style, and the best team's going to win.
Coach, our last question will come from the second row to the right.
Nate, when Whitcomb had to go to locker room, you had to kind of change what you've been playing, the rotation group you've been playing in the fourth quarter. How much difference do you think that made? Just, and then Sabali, you know, had foul trouble and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had time to process that, but we've had a pretty set rotation. I'm glad Sammy came back. I haven't even really heard for sure what had happened. But yeah, I mean, then Sa got her fifth foul, and that you know, that changed some things for us too. So, you know, different people are going to have to step up at different times. We've talked about that, and you know, we'll take a look at the tape and be better on Sunday.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.